Good morning to you. Good morning to you, women. This is a great day because we're in part two of, again, I am a woman. Hopefully, by now, you understand that you were created by a powerful force. You just didn't fall out of the sky. You know that you were fearfully and wonderfully made. You also know that other women have gone through some hard times in life, have some issues just like you. We have all gone through some things, and we all have some issues that we have to deal with, that we have dealt with. And like in my own life, again, I not only dealt with the issues, but God healed me, delivered me, and set me free. And you know, if you've gone through that, that you didn't do that on your own because you didn't have the power to do it. That there was a force greater than you could ever be that was helping you along the way. And then we talked about again that not only that divine conversation at that well, and again admitting the truth because you gotta be honest with yourself before you can be honest with others, and definitely before you can be honest with God. Be honest, get honest with yourself and say, I've got a problem. Whatever your problem is, admit it. And then again, you can move toward healing, deliverance, and being set free. And then you can become that, not virtuous completely. I mean, that's a process. You have to work on that. None of us are perfect. None of us will ever be perfect, but we sure can be better than we were. And certainly I am better than I was, and we can be better than we currently are. And so as we look now going forward, we ask ourselves, well, what am I going to do? What is the way? Well, that is a good question to ask about the way. And I kind of remember in John, the Gospel of John, as Jesus, said again, I am the way, the truth, and life. Women, you need to know the way you're going. If you look out in the world right now, I mean, people are so messed up. They're going in all different kinds of directions. They're saying all kinds of things. They're doing all kinds of things. And if you look real clearly, what would you say? You would say, well, people appear to have lost their way. They have lost their way. And I can relate to that because there was a time in my life when I had lost my way, but I found my way back. But people are going in so many directions. And as I said again, that, any road will take you to a whole lot of places that you want to go, but we need the road less traveled. The right road is real broad and narrow, it's narrow. But that other road, it's out there all over the place, and people are going so many different places. And that's the whole point. If you don't know who you are, if you don't know who you belong to, then you'll take any road. Every road sounds good. And you'll say, well, let me go to here. Well, let me go here. Well, let me do this. Let me do this. And that's why people get mixed up in so many bad relationships. They end up in places they should not be and end up getting hurt, and some even killed, destroyed. Again, end up doing things and say, well, let me try this. Who knows? It might be all right. It might be the thing I've been looking for. And then you try it again, and here is a problem. Here comes a problem. It is a problem. We got to know our way. And the only way you can know your way is to, again, be directed by someone who can show you the way. How many people do you have in your life who can show you the way, the right way? We may be messing around with some people who don't know their way. It's like the blind leading the blind. And so they need to get out of the way. And sometimes we need to get out of our own way. See, sometimes we're the ones who's stopping God from really helping us, from God from really coming into our life and making things right for us in order to show us the right path. So it might be that you need to get out of your way. Get out of the way so God can have his way in your life. Isn't that good to think that someone can show you the way? Everybody wants to know the way. Well, I submit to you again that if you know who you are, whose you are, and you're in relationship with God, that God can show you the way that's for you. See, the way that's for you is not for somebody else. See, what God has for you is just for you. And then there is so much going on in this world that we said again that we got to get honest with ourselves. We got to tell the truth, but we got to know the truth. We have to know the truth. And I told you before that there are so many people out here telling lies, misinformation, disinformation, distortions. I mean, they want to tell you what they think you want to hear. Everybody has an agenda. Many are dealing with political agendas, personal agendas, tribal agendas, whatever the agenda is. And so people just don't know what the truth is. You know, people are still operating by the fact that, well, if I can fool people, lie to people, and they accept that, that's all I want. But see, we live in a universal law. We live by a universal law. And that universal law that the world is built upon is truth, honesty. And if you go against the universal law of truth and honesty, you're going to always fall. And that's why we keep falling. That's why people keep falling. That's why the world is falling. Don't you understand? Look around you. The world is in a terrible mess. It's just not us where we live. It's all over the world. And primarily because people can't get honest. They can't be honest. They're living a lie. And you know, the worst problem is that when the church lives a lie. When those who are called Christians by the name of God are living a lie. And they believe the lie. And they walk in the lie. So first of all, not only do we need to know who we are in the sense of our identity, but we need to know who we are in Christ. If we say that we serve Christ, we know Christ, and we have a relationship with Christ. Well, who is Christ? Christ is not a liar. And Christ does not, again, go along with liars. And Christ does not put up with liars. And God doesn't put up with liars. And you mean to tell me you're going to follow behind a liar and say, well, as long as they do this for me, then I'll follow them? The devil is a liar, and you are a liar too. And you're lying to yourself. And the truth is not in you. And so, you know, we got a whole lot of work to do because people have been living a lie for a long time. And as I said, again, it's real bad when the church is living a lie. And the church is supposed to be leading people forward into the truth. But when we can't even accept the truth, oh my. The truth will set you free. The reason we don't have freedom, not true freedom, not real freedom, because real freedom is not about how much you own, how much you possess, how much money you have, how many cars you have, how many houses you have. You know, real freedom, again, is you know, within your own mindset and mental captivity has a whole lot of people in prison, enslaved. And first of all, we have to get mentally free. You can't be physically free until you're mentally free. If your mind is messed up and based in lies, then those lies will lead you to wherever you're going in life. And that's why we're going in so many wrong directions. So who can give you the truth? Well, I submit to you again that God can show us the truth, guide us, and lead us. And if it doesn't line up with what God is saying, and then we got to have the proper interpretation of what God is saying, because some people just take a word and go with it and say, oh, he said this, he said this, he said this. Again, as it said, we can find anything in the Bible, any scripture to, again, relate to what we want to believe in. But is it really what God is saying? So you got to have proper interpretation of the word. And that's what a lot of people don't have. They interpret it the way they want it to be interpreted. And then again, here we are, again, knowing the way, knowing the truth, and again, having life. So many people keep saying again, I don't have life, I don't have life, I don't have life. And many of us are alive, our heart is beat, but we really don't have life. We are existing. How many people out there are existing today? If you have life, raise your hand. If you're just existing, raise your hand. You know whether you have life. and whether you have it more abundantly, or whether you're just getting up every morning going through the motions. See, so many people are just going through the motions. They don't have life. They're just going through the motions. And you don't want to just go through the motions. You want to have life. And when you have life, it means that you have peace, that peace that you don't get it from the world. Because if you try to find peace in the world, you're going to be drinking yourself to death, drugging yourself to death, sexing yourself to death, relationship yourself to death. You'll be trying to find peace through all these other people, places, and things.
It's 13
but
hours.
Peace that comes from God, passes all understanding, and that is what the Spirit can give you, that spiritual peace. And then a life means having joy. Joy, we can find all kind of joy in the world, but that lasts only a minute for a time, and then it's gone. You got to run again, try to say, let me go and get happy again, feel joy again. But that's not lasting joy. See, with God, a relationship with God spiritually, you can have lasting joy that the world can't give to you and it can't take it away. And so I'm offering you today to find your way, again, to stand on the truth and be guided by what God's truth is, your Creator's truth is. And then again, to find that life, that abundant life that can only be found spiritually. And when you find that spiritually, then it helps you out here in this world and navigate, again, the natural world. And that's where the problem is. We're trying to navigate the world physically, naturally. And again, it'll never work unless we understand the wisdom that comes from God spiritually. God shows us some things naturally that only the spiritual eyes can see. And so I hope you enjoyed today's session. And as always, I show my book, but I don't even have it over here with me. But Sacred Identity, Who Am I? Again, you can go to Amazon.com to get this in book form or on Kindle. Again, or just email me if you have any questions or concerns. sacredidentity9@gmail.com. So this is about women getting themselves together so men can be together. We raise the boy babies and the girl babies. And even when a man may not be around, the woman is there at times having to carry on. Women, we got to get ourselves together. We got to be together. And then in order to attract the right men into our life, into relationships, instead of us running after them, they will come after us if we get right. We got to get right. Something is wrong, and it's wrong because you don't know who you are. And you don't know whose you are. And so you out there acting just like anything and anybody. You have a blessed day. Thank you. I am a woman, sacred indeed.